All right, folks, we're going to do the final problem from Examples Rajul. That's Examples Rajul number 17. And this is going to combine a lot of the ideas that we've had already. So, we're taking a look at number 17, and we have something of a dilemma. Neither side looks terribly good, but the side with cosines and sines in it is a little bit better looking than the side that doesn't have sines and cosines in it. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this side and work on it and see if I can't get to this side. And hopefully I'll be successful here. So the very first thing that I see about this is that I have this identity right here. That's a cofunction identity. And so cosecant of pi over 2 minus x is going to equal secant of x. So we're going to go ahead and do that first. So this becomes tangent squared x over secant of x minus 1. All right, now that I've got that, I'm not quite sure what to do yet, and I don't yet want to change things into sines and cosines because I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do, but it looks like my computer kind of did something weird there. But I do know at least that I can change this into secant squared x minus 1, and that if I factor that, then I can eliminate this secant of x minus 1. So maybe I'll try that. Let's go ahead and try that out. So this becomes secant squared x minus 1 over secant of x minus 1. And sometimes you just kind of have to go blind with this stuff and not really look at the other side just yet. Just try to simplify stuff to see where it leads. So that secant squared x minus 1 becomes secant x plus 1 times secant x minus 1 over secant x minus 1. Now we can cancel out those secant x minus 1's. And that's going to become secant x plus 1. Now when all else fails, we change everything into sines and cosines, and that's a good thing because we want sines and cosines. So let's go ahead and do that. Secant of x plus 1 becomes 1 over cosine of x plus 1. Let's go ahead and combine that fraction. So that's going to become 1 over cosine x plus 1 is cosine x over cosine x, so we now have common denominators. This is going to become 1 plus cosine x over cosine x. Now we're feeling pretty good about ourselves right now because we've got the top of this expression already, and all we need is the bottom of the expression. Well, that's a cofunction identity. Cosine of x is sine of pi over 2 minus x. So that's going to be 1 plus cosine x over sine of pi over 2 minus x. And we're all done. We feel pretty good about ourselves, so we box in our answer, give ourselves a little check mark, and now we're finally done with all of Examples Rajul.